when it comes to our appearance, we all have days where we...
That's a good segue, but why am I hurt now?
Can't be bothered.
There's a big difference between being comfortable and being completely, well, letting yourself go, really. But is there a nice way of telling someone that they've done such a thing?
I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. And you need to hear the truth. So, permission to speak candidly, sir.
I think you've already gone there.
You're sitting there with a Supercuts haircut, you're getting drunk on watered-down vodka cranberries like a 14-year-old girl, and you're wearing a 44 when you should be wearing a 42 regular. Honestly, I don't know if I should help you or I should euthanize you.
I would hate Ryan Gosling to sit opposite me and judge me.
And critique you.
Yeah, that just would be awful.
Here to help us find the right way to have the conversation that no one wants to have is Deb Thomas and Dilvin Yasa from Cosmo magazine. Ladies, is it actually possible to tell someone they've let themselves go without completely devastating them?
Yes, I've done it.
You've done it?
I've done it. I had a girlfriend of mine, the most beautiful girl, and she put on a lot of weight after she had her children. And then she wasn't really losing it about sort of, I guess, 5, 6, 7 years later. And she kept, you know, eating and doing all that. And finally, I felt that somebody had to say something. So I came to her with an idea about how she could lose weight. And I think at first she was a little bit horrified by it. But the fact that I said I was going to help her do this, and then I'd organised a trainer and a diet, and I would do it with her, I think kind of softened the blow. But I really think that it was a situation where it was appropriate to say something, and she, in the end, accepted it.
Dilvin?
I think Deb's a brave woman. I hate hurting people's feelings, so I think it's tough to do without actually crushing their spirit.
Yeah.
So I think finding a way of indirectly telling them just through your behaviour is probably a better option.
What do you mean,
Maybe that's a bit too subtle. I mean, the thing is, if it's someone's... Because if someone's really overweight, then that's going to affect their health, it affects maybe their longevity and all sorts of things.
How do you suddenly do it? Do you say, like, oh, coffee, milk, sugar... Really?
No.
Is that what you want, sugar?
No, what I would do, I think so, if someone's overweight, for example, I'd suddenly do a spring clean of the house, get rid of all the junk, replace it with healthy options and say...
Well, they've done it to us here, actually, because do you remember the pastries?
Snacks.
We used to have pastries on the table.
Yes.
So we're thinking that they might be trying to tell us something.
Yeah, cut down.
Yeah, exactly. But there is a bit of a difference, though, isn't there, between dressing for comfort and not making any effort at all? Because, like, I am a real sort of tracksuit and Ugg boots person at home and tend not to make a lot of effort.
This is pictures of Sonia at home now.
Wow, I have let myself go. What do you say, though, if you feel like your partner is dressing like a slob?
I wouldn't come out and say anything outright. What I would start doing is I would throw out all those god-awful garments and start jiffing the bathroom with them, and then they suddenly just disappear. I'd take him shopping and then say, darling, you know when you used to wear those hot jeans and, you know, they used to drive me wild, and why don't you get those back in the wardrobe?
You do sexy talk with them. What about you?
I would, because it works.
I go straight... We would sit down and I'd say, you're not wearing that out. You're not wearing that out. You know, you're fine to wear it at home.
That's what we love about you, Deb.
But you're not wearing it out. Look at me. I'm dressed nicely.
Yeah.
And I'll say, you look great, you put on your jeans and all of that, but I'm not going to be as subtle as you. I'm not going to go quietly around and change the drawers and all that. It's going to be like, listen, you're not wearing that out.
But I mean,
I'm dressed. I think you need to make more of an effort.
You make such an effort when you're single. You really try your guts out. And then literally, you get married and go, no, I'm just going to get my guts out.
But how often do you see the woman making an effort and then men don't make an effort? And I'm sorry, but I'm not prepared to have my husband sit there with a big fat gut because he's sitting there on the sofa like this, and then I'm going to the gym in the morning and making an effort. It's like, I make an effort, you can make an effort.
But don't you think that men are actually better at taking that sort of criticism than women are? I think, you know,
absolutely.
like...
I don't think so. I mean, I put on a hell of a lot of weight a couple of years when Lisa and I got married. Like a bucket load of weight.
Yeah,
I swallowed a sheep.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I had people from the audiences of my show would go like, I'd be like, oh, I just got married, and some bloke would go, looks like it. And I'd be like, what? And I'd see the guy afterwards and he's got a beard gut. I'm like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, but guys say that to each other. They'll see each other, they go, mate, haven't you porked up? You know, it's like if a woman said that to another woman...
I do, as I said, no, it's fine.
No.
And my mother...
Don't ever say that to me.
My mother tells me, I was shocked once when my mother said, oh my God, look at you.
Mothers
look at you. And I said, what do you mean?
Do.
She said, you're so fat. And I sort of looked at myself and I'd probably put on about, I don't know, 10 kilos. And I was mortified.
Yeah.
But I went away and I did something about it because she was right.
Oh, mine was the opposite with my mum. I was eating a bowl of cereal. I was still hungry, so I had another bowl of cereal, and my mum said, "Do you really think you should be eating that, Dilvin?" And I remember how it made me feel, and I thought, I don't ever want another person to feel that way because of something I might say.
Cereal for days in your house now, isn't it?
All right.
Just rows of cereal to make yourself feel better.
Have we fixed anything there with that chat?
Do you like
we
Seinfeld?
sort anything out?
Well,
I went to therapy.
But I'm not saying that you do it in a rude way. You just sort of... But sometimes it's, if it's a really good friend or your husband, you just, just say it as it is and move on.
Put your good track pants on, David, when you go home tonight.
Why am I sweating through this segment?